What is going on, Castle Clash? It's Aevatrex here, and today I have a video showing you some of the update information as well as I don't know if I've touched on it before, but I have all my heroes or all my main heroes now to 9 stars. So now I'm gonna be working on my secondary heroes, and I'm also pretty much at 31,000 shards. So kind of wondering what I'm gonna be doing, if I'm gonna be working on garrisons or what. As you can see here, I got my secondary heroes for the most part up to 120. I'm still working on some, but I'm just kind of in the process of, what am I gonna do to maximize the HP and shards and everything that I get and not put them to waste. So here's basically the warehouse. I'm not gonna go too much in depth on it, just basically showing you how to sell the books for how much they usually go, etc. So books also have a different use now. For instance, if some people don't have anything that they want to level up, which in a game like this, I would find that kind of weird because everybody's either trying to up their might or whatnot. But if you're in dire need of HP, then you can always sell those books to get that extra HP that you might need. But I'm really liking how HB is really not a problem anymore. And really at any level. Every quest board that you do, since it gives you books, they're basically essentially giving you 5 or 6,000 HP in the might that I have. Now, so as you can see here, this is basically as far as I've gotten so far. Um, I'll have another video probably later tomorrow because I wanna make sure that I reach the or finish it all the way to R10. But the first time I went through it, I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't know that you can quit at any time, and that's what happened. So let's go ahead here and start with our wave I. They come from the left-hand side. One thing that I've noticed with the Wave I is that I'm farming it pretty decently now. The only thing that it's kind of putting me off is that the difference between I and H, as far as experience-wise, is really not worth risking losing one. Because essentially, for instance, let's say that I go like 6 for 6 on an I. If I get lucky and I get experience drops, it will only make it like maybe an extra wave H, as far as experience wise goes. But if I fell an I, which I mean I can definitely do because I don't have it down 100%, I can definitely lose with a bad spawn. Then all of those other I waves that I did are for nothing. So I'm probably gonna go back down to H until I can farm J, because J is where you can notice the big difference. I not so much, and they can still, when with a bad spawn, catching your heroes at a low point in their HP, etc., can just ruin your whole wave. So I think I'm gonna go down. Now, as we can see here, they came from the right hand side, and unfortunately my Cupid did not grow into the Spirit Mage, but Minnow is taking care of that, and ooh, lost Reaper there. Okay. Cupid should be able to take care of that. Alright. So we lost Reaper, but we can definitely still finish. I remember I've lost Pumpkin Duke in the first wave and still finished, so it's definitely doable. Much harder because now that right hand side where Spirit Mage is coming from won't have much firepower because obviously Cupid doesn't hit that hard. Here comes Pumpkin Duke. Well, good thing they were targeting the tower there. I can't see Pumpkin Duke. Is he dead? Oh no. Wow. I don't know how he lived that, but I swear I thought he was dead. And I have no interior building. Wow. Okay, so they come from the top, which is good because they're gonna go for the tower and the town hall, etc. So they came from the right side. For me to have a good chance on this. All right. I'm gonna need a heal. There we go. Minnow doing his thing. Oh, that hurt. Pumpkin Duke is dead. Spirit Mage gonna come through? Yes. Alright, so that one was a close one. I literally have no buildings left. But I mean, I still had about 4 heroes up, so maybe not that close. But this is what I'm saying. If a Spirit Mage proc procs on your heroes instead of guardians or whatnot, that whole wave could have been a loss. So I would lose the shards, and I would also lose any sort of experience that I would have gotten on H5, which is pretty much 100%. So yeah, I think farming I is not really worth it for anybody really, even if you can 100% it, because at that point you can just do J. And I've been hearing a lot about some people saying that J is easier. I don't really know about that, but I is somewhat decent. It's still a lot of random factors, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. Probably what I'm wanna do now is work on my volts and then my hero bases. That way I get that little extra few percentages that I might need to help me get through those waves. Now, with the Heroes Altar, I really want it to be updated to where you can go from Legendary to Elite to just regular. I've seen that in the Facebook update, but I haven't seen it in Android or any sort of mention in it. So I would really like that because it makes it a lot easier. Alright, so now while we're waiting on some Guardians, let's go ahead and do some Arena. Let's see, just put them in the middle because a lot of people are still going to the bottom. I guess they just got used to always going bottom, so let's see. Of course, they'll go top this time because I was talking about it. Alright, let's see. And it's really rare for you to see somebody put their defense on the top because unless it's like a DPS lineup, which I see Snowzilla, so I don't know if that was a DPS lineup or not, but I saw, yeah, with Druid, not very likely. Alright, so we got one out of the way. Let's go ahead and challenge this. Let's go middle again, see if we meet somebody. Like I said, they've been going a lot down still, even though the arena was updated. So let's see if we run into them. No, on the top again. Okay, well, I guess they were getting attacked from the top all the time that they switched it up. I guess that's what everybody's been doing lately since it was fixed. Alright, so I guess, the main goal again is just taking out the Spirit Mage. And we do just that, alright. So 2 for 2. It's really not that hard when I'm in this rank in the 700s, 600s, 500s, etc. It's not that bad. And usually it's when I get inactive. I just, don't have time for arena or whatnot. But once I get in the 200s, I can't beat anybody, so that's why I kind of just fall back and let myself fall back, and that's why a lot of times you might see guys not really defending. It's because they don't want to be in the top rank if you can't really reach the real top rank, which is around the top 100. If you're floating in the 200s, it's really not worth it to be there. You'd rather just be in the 800s and get pretty much guaranteed wins. Because 150, 200, you're gonna be knocked out right away, and you're gonna be losing a lot of fights. All right, so we can go ahead and summon more guardians. That's basically to shorten the time between waves if you're doing I and J. Because when you start the wave and the wave kills your troops, those camps are still going to be hiring the troops in the background. So I'm going to start the wave here, and those camps are going to get wiped out. But as you'll see, once the wave is complete, I'm going to have guardians there again, because right now the camps, it's like a snapshot. Those are the guardians you went into the waves, and those are the only ones that are going to be there. But once you get out, all the ones that you've summoned are gonna be there. So if you're farming I and J, that's one way to cut down on the time of waiting for guardians. Just start summoning them while you're doing the wave. All right, so they're coming from the top. Spirit Mage, as usual, gets, well, it's a revive Spirit Mage. I would really like if the waves weren't so static as far as their talents. It would be cool if all their talents were random. Ooh, Thunder God procced right on me. And my Druid is almost dead. Oh no. If I lose Druid, that's pretty much the whole wave. Okay, so I gotta heal off, and I'm losing a lot of buildings actually. Okay. Yeah, I lost. Wow, half of my buildings already there. Alright, so here we go. From the right hand side. Alright. Now I like this because Spirit Mage is going to be the first one in front of the dragons, and that usually means that he's going to get targeted first. So that's a good thing. You see my Reaper going straight to Spirit Mage there instead of hitting a dragon and then getting taken out by Spirit Mage. And look at him, just tanking those dragons by himself, and I had a little help from the tower. Just a tank. Not really a tank, but with all that healing and all that fast attacks, might as well be, right? Alright, so here comes I4. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be left with barely any buildings just like before because this is not looking good. Is Reaper gonna die here? Oh no, no, he got a heal from Druid and he's also healing himself. And just a quick note on Reaper. If he is in low health and he's reaping, for instance, like an Ornithopter, he's actually going to be healing for even more HP than if he would reap like a dragon, for instance. So if in one of those waves that it's like really heavy Ornithopters, that's what you want your Reaper to be because he's going to be healing up really nice. Alright, so this wave is basically coming at me with no buildings, but I got it all down, no problem. And you see here, look at that experience. If you look at a H wave, the experience, it's not really that much higher. So I don't know. Now, so you can see here, you see how I pretty much got all my guardians already. Just need to summon a few. You know, that saves me about a minute, minute and a half, or maybe two, from having to wait on them. So, you know, just a little tip that a lot of people might know, but maybe not. Now while we wait, we'll go over more of this, the warehouse. A lot of the things that I'm looking at here, like the Grand 1 Extra Hero Here Be Monster Try, that price is too high for me. It's really not worth it. Uh, Unlock one hero altar. If you've already have max slot, it's not gonna do anything for you. So a lot of these rewards, like the mana, etc., are just really not worth it. So I would say save up your merit badges until you actually have a specific use. And another thing is that it's pretty random. It's like the quest board of what shows up. So, you know, you can always gem it to get different things, but it's gonna be random. So it'll be good for you to just save up your merit badges until you see what you want, and then just go ahead and get it. But a lot of the things that I'm looking at is just way too overpriced by the amount of merit badges that we're getting. At my might, 41,000. If I beat all 10 levels, I'm expecting maybe about 500 merit badges. So if we're looking at like the legendary one, the summons a random legendary hero, it will take you at least over a week to actually get it. So I don't know, it's the prices, I don't, it's too high for me at first glance. You know, I don't know what's, you know, if the rewards would get higher the more you complete or whatnot, but too high for me the way I see it. But you know, again, at least it's something different and not a new hero, which is basically what I've been asking for, just new things to do, which that's good. And the people that are complaining are just complaining because now somehow the game is a little bit more challenging and you don't just drop GA and Frenzy and call it a day. You actually have to strategize. So, you know, a lot of people like everything to be handed to them, and I actually like this. Unlike hero trials where it's pretty much unfair to people that have no minnow, this is fair for everybody. Rating is rating, and if you have a good strategy, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna beat somebody with better heroes that have no strategy at all. So, you know, now of course, it'll help if you have minnow, etc., but if you don't, you can still strategize around that. Alright, so Spirit Mage should actually die pretty easy here from Reaper, and this wave should be... Ooh, Druid is attacking my Cupid up there. Alright, taken out. Alright. Now, one of the things that I've been telling my guild to do while doing hero trials is you're going to see a lot of bases that have the little ring around them, the buildings around the, like a death box. A good way to get rid of that without losing any core heroes is just using a backup hero to take out a few buildings to basically destroy that ring and make all of your heroes go the same way. You know, little things like that is what you need to focus on now that you can use magic. You have to optimize everything. And of course, you know, having 20 or 30 heroes available to use definitely helps too. Alright, let's see. And also, I did notice that even if you don't have a 6 hero base, you can use 6 heroes, so everybody's pretty much even playing field. So I like that. It's not, well, you don't have a 6-0 base, so you're stuck with 5. Alright, that's kind of cool. Alright, so here comes the 5th wave. Everybody gets hit. People are dying. But, okay, shoot. Not bad. Alright, so here we go. You see, look at the experience. Again, I don't know. I'm just gonna go back down to H. Maybe give J a few tries, see if, if my heroes can hold their own. But, yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and until later. Bye.